Well, as we have shown you, the community is really stepping up to help each other out in the aftermath of Friday night's tornadoes. As our reporter Laura Bowen tells us, we actually owe a big thanks to you, the community. In fact, Laura doesn't know how she would have gotten through the night without you guys.
It's safe to say that Friday night was chaotic for pretty much everyone in the Pleasant Hill area, including the news crews. My teammate Raina and I came out here to get that footage of debris and aftermath and what people are dealing with so we can get important information from here to you. But let me tell you, we had no idea what the night had in store for us. Because of all the power outages, the drive to Pleasant Hill was dark. Once we got there, due to roads being blocked off, we were on foot for the most part, cutting through woods and fields, careful to avoid downed power lines. We saw trees snapped in half, branches strewn across roads and driveways, and chairs that looked like they had been flung from people's yards. So once we got to the street right here, we pretty much thought our night was over. I mean, we just gotten shots of debris. We gotten a lot of footage at this point. We just finished our live shot. We thought things were wrapping up. But then the tornado sirens started going off. And let me tell you, we didn't know what to do. Our car was about 10 minutes away. The cops were telling everyone to take shelter. So we did what everyone else around us was doing and started sprinting. The sirens seemed to get louder and louder. Scared for our lives, Raina called our news director and I screamed after the people in front of us, begging them to let us take shelter at their house. As it turns out, they were far from home too. We then continued towards the school in hopes of it being open. We were ready to start knocking on people's doors when we found a family that let us stay in their basement. Did you guys expect to be hosting a news crew while you were sheltering in place?
Absolutely not. No, we actually didn't expect any of this to happen.
Brandon Reese and Samantha Schminke had quite a day too.
Our youngest, though, and our oldest, she was like, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Like, what just happened? You could tell, like, her anxiety was, like, through the roof. He cried so hard, like, he got sick.
Once it was safe to leave the house, Raina and I thought our night was over. Turns out, finding the car was the next part of our journey. With a malfunctioning GPS, a camera light, no street lights, and several close calls with downed power lines, we knew we had to ask for help. Thankfully, a cop was willing to pack us up in his back seat and drive us to our car. It looked like we were going to make it back to the station after all.
It's amazing how in times like these, people always just pull together for one another, and I am so grateful that you two had that support out there.
Right. I feel very lucky. The community was so kind. And of course, a big thank you to the family that helped us shelter in place, as well as a cop who gave us a ride.
And how